Tiaraha, 9th August 1929. They were farming and only on a little 8-acre block. A big farm by today's standard, eh? And no, I stayed to live there till I was 10, and then shifted to Hamilton on my grandparents' farm in Hillcrest. The life in Tiara was a totally different way of life. We were right on the edge of the swamp, and I didn't start school till I was 6 because the school wasn't big enough to take the number of pupils. And when I started when I was 6, and they'd built a totally new school. So I left there in 1940, went to Hamilton, and lived at Hillcrest. I got married in 1956, started an apprenticeship when I was 15 as a wood turner. 1945 I started, yeah. Farm implement repairs, what a name. And they had a business in front, opposite the police station in Hamilton on Bridge Street. But I think about 12 months after that, I got into steel work, building steel truck bodies instead of wooden ones, because you could see that the demand was just going that way, particularly after the war. I went from there to Cambridge welding truck bodies, and the workshop had a wee hole in the roof, and the sun used to shine down through, and we used to use the grinders, the angle grinders and all that stuff, and the smoke and the dust was in the room. You could see in that line, and you could see all sparkly things, you know. And you go home at night and blow your nose in the bath, no shower, but in the bath, and all the black dust used to come out, gee. And the wife and I went over to Papamoa for a holiday, and summer holiday off a farm, how about that? And they were ad in the paper for a farmhand with welding experience. So I applied for it and got it, and started farming from there. And got a job out at Tau Tapu, just out of Cambridge, and went to Tokoroa a few months, or I don't know when it was, and stayed there for 12 months, and then went to job down Ruakura on Holland Road, and were there for 12 months. I was offered a job on the Isle of Man, 1988, and so we're off over there. Both my wife and I, they paid our fare over. Worked for a 2-year contract to build an airship, and a lot of the tooling work on the airship was something else. And came back home after the 2 years were up, and Air New Zealand had an ad in the paper for a cheaper fare over to England. And so I said to my wife, what say we go back? We might see that airship fly. And we went back for 6 months, and then came back home again. I went back working at aerospace, and then from there went back over again a second time. And when we came back, I was old enough to retire, so we did so. Simple as that. Oh, that's when I started getting into wood turning, just as a bit of a hobby. I never got more than a hobby. I just got to make things that because of my welding experience, I was able to make this damn lathe I'm sitting on, you know. And the one that's over there has been altered quite considerably, so I can sit on it to work, same as I'm sitting on one now. Got into competition stuff with the turning, picked up quite a few prizes, and I sold a lot of stuff, but never regarded as a living. It was just a sort of profitable hobby. My father was an apprentice carpenter. They must have belonged, I don't know what it was, he must have belonged to some sort of club in Tierra. It must have been sing-song outfit of some sort, I don't know what it was. And somebody was to sing a song, something about there's an old spinning wheel in the parlour, and nobody could find a spinning wheel. They wanted to put it up on stage with somebody spinning while somebody sang this song. Oh, he said, I'll make one. So he set to make one. He needed to make a lathe. And that's the first, my inkling of a lathe. And seen him make it, and never turned anything on it, but seen him make a spinning wheel, and he had that for a long, long time. I don't know what happened to it. He was a great one for making stuff and giving it away. Same as me, I've given miles of it away. And it's grown from there into more and bigger lathes. Like, my sister wanted a bowl for the church, for wash Jesus, wash Jesus' feet in a bowl or something. And there was a great big bowl I made, and I thought, oh, Jesus must have had big feet. Anyway, I got an interest in it. There was quite a bit of that. It was made out of a piece. The bowl I made was made out of silver poplar, and I got a bigger piece and put them on. Made that bigger lathe and put a big piece on that, and went from there making bigger stuff. It was about 12 months after I came back from the Isle of Man. Came back there in 1990 or 1991. That's when I joined the club. No, I wouldn't have had otherwise. No, it's been good. Just good companionship and people to talk wood. Well, just probably this lathe I'm sitting on, really. There's all manner of stuff. But the woods, some of the woods I've made of stuff that's turned, I've still got inside. It's only a little vase about wouldn't have been 3 inches high, and I made a little bunch of flowers to put in it. And I took it from here in the shed and went into and showed it to her, and she said, that leaves this house over my dead body. And when she eventually went, we put that on her coffin, and it went and was burnt with her, yeah. And all sorts of stuff, big stuff, little stuff. A bit of the joy of the competition stuff when you get down to putting stuff in competition rather than you make stuff to sell, it's gone, and but you don't make any money out of it. It's what it costs you for. You don't make any money, you just put it back in tooling and stuff. Yeah, all those chucks are just or you can, there's a must thing you must have. when you're wood turning. There. No. One of those, but free running. It's got a bearing in it. Like that, see? Can you buy those? If you turn something in the lathe and you want to turn it round, pick it up the other side, you put that in the tailstock with a chuck on it that you want to put onto your whatever you want to pick up, and you can just spin it with it on there. You know, this other one's a fixed one. That was the first. That's the first one I made. I turned this up out of a piece of aluminium, and it was good. It served a purpose. You could just put that in the tailstock, chuck on it, pick the piece up, but you couldn't turn it. And I still keep it. Yes. Now we've been through some stuff, by gee. This piece here has been turned out, right? And then cut round the rest of it with a bandsaw. And you can, if you just get the chuck carefully inside here and hold that and turn from there around that bit, and this here has just been cut out on the bandsaw. It's one I've seen in a magazine, and I thought I'll make one of those and just try it and see what it says. Or the other one was out here. I thought, where it is? I think there's another bigger one. Might be over there on the shelf. A bigger one, and when Wikuki's missus picks it up, and what are you going to do with this? I says, I'm going to hang it on the wall. Oh, she says, don't hang it on the wall. She said, use it. I said, I won't use it. And she said, I'd use it. She said, quick as a flash at the Maori, whatever. And I said, well, I'm not letting you have it. I said, this one's no good, it's got a hole in it. Something you don't see, and then when you turn it, there's a hole in the wood. There's just no a borer was made a home there. That there was what this thing here. No, I made that myself. I can turn stuff up to, I don't know, good 6. There's another bed that screws on the end of there, right? You slide this one out, right? And another one screws on there, and that goes out to where you're standing. There's a couple of legs around the outside there that hold the end up. And you get out to about 6 feet, and there's one lathe at the club there that's got extension on the bed there, haven't they?
Yes.
Yeah, but it's not, I don't know how long it goes out. It's only about twice the length of that bed over there. But anyway, no, it's one course got the various bed on it, but you can just slide this, either slide it out, or you can undo this piece here and just slide the whole thing off. I can't do it now, it's too bloody heavy for me. Crazy. You see that?
Oh, okay, now I see how it works, yeah.
Yeah, it's like that, see how it's young? There's, you can see that one. See, that's just to show how much off centre it is. There's the centre I turned it on there. That's the centre of the original centre, and that's how far off centre it is. see this piece here, that curly piece there, little piece there, that's this curl here, and you just cut all that away. Cut that away right down in here, see that? Around like that and down there. And that's original part of this same wood. It's not the piece that's worked in from the bottom, I don't think. In that one, you can do them either way. Yep. See these ones, they're part of to be a passion flower. You can make passion flowers out of this stuff. It's a cube, straight, just cut a cube, 6-sided cube. I've welded a piece on there wide on the side of the cube, and same there, and just clamped like that, and turn this out, and you do that all the way around, simple as that. And these here are done on a 3-jaw chuck with some jaws that stick out, and they pick that one up, and the other one round here, 1, 2, 3. And when you've turned a hole in there, you've got to turn a piece to put in the hole to pick them up on. And you turn, oh, where are we? There's the face there. So you held on 1, 2, 3 there. Face, there's one opposite that somewhere. Yeah, that one. Right, and you take it up on 1, 2, 3 there. And they got extending out jaws like that, and an adjustable bolt tip on here, so that you can line that point up. That's amongst that. There's a photo of them just being set up, I think. I didn't know what to do with it, so I just stuck it on that thing. The piece inside is done on that, like those jaws of that we just had out in the shed. Right? Just hold that ball and turn a little ball, and then turn him round and round and drill holes in him till they all line up, I think. And they just fit in through the hole. That's a piece of rata my brother gave me. And but there's a difference in the finish you have on things. See, that's shiny, right? And it suits that, right? That is a copy of somebody's table leg somewhere, over a round table, and that table on top of there, up here, and I think it had a stem from here up to the top of it. Wikuki gave me a couple of pieces of, they had this, but how do you get those in there, look? It's not split and it won't go through that hole. It won't fit through the bottom hole, eh? How do you get them in there? You just very carefully make 1, 2, 3 of them, just with a little, make them out of the way, and just you'll find it, just you might be able to fit one of them. You can turn them around sideways and then flip them back, and then just go through the hole. Poke them in the hole and then glue them in. Don't ask me how I had, before you put this one in, see, you would do those ones. That's not one right through. It's 2 pieces, one there and one here. And you got to put your finger down the back and then glue them in. And put a bit of glue on them. Oh, so just something to do. This one, I was laying in bed with my hand on the pillow, and I could not lift it or couldn't shift it. It was just dead. That's a bit frightening to a wood turner boy. That just hand was just dead. I could not move it. And in the finish, I did and got it. Don't know how long it took me, but I got it turned over, and I could like that. I still couldn't lift it, so I thought, oh, you start this business, you know. And I got that one closed up and laying on the pillow, and I still couldn't lift it. And I thought, oh, what I need is a ring to put in there, see? Like that, and close my finger on it and hold it in the other hand and lift it up. And I go like this, and I'm explaining to Chris, that's our other son, if I had a ring to put there like that, about 8 inches or so in diameter, I could just get a hold of it and lift this up. And it lifted up just like that. I got up there, and first it just dropped off. So I'd done that for a day, and Chris came over from Wakatani or Potiki, whichever, and made that out in the lathe, out in the shed. He'd never done a bit of wood turning in his life. Right? And you can see where he had a bit of a dig in. Tried to take a bit more off it or something and just went way. And since I've been home, I've done that one. I made that one. That's a piece of rata. Or 2 pieces of rata glued together, see? Pieces of the stuff put out in the shed. And they're good. You can, the arm, I couldn't do anything with it, and now, see, you can get up and lift that up and it doesn't go down. As long as you keep your hand closed, you can get all sorts of shapes out of it and push it and shove it around. And one of the physiotherapists somewhere up the hospital said, that's the best thing I've ever seen for somebody to do something with their arm, she said. I said, well, why don't you get one made? I'm not going to make one for you. And anyway, it's the way it goes. This one. There's another one inside there. See the one see that? That one's inside that. How do you get that one inside there? Eh? You can't turn it through the hole, that's for sure. And there's no hole on the other side, look. Just goes through that one hole. Only, it's got wings on it like that, but it's only got them on, I don't know whether you can, I think you can see it through the hole, down inside. You can see that I've taken that piece off there, see? It had the right round, and you take it off the 2 sides, and then put it through the hole, and then turn it round, and then glue it in.